Verisk, we've always aimed to build catastrophe models that are representative of the near-present climate, and this is becoming increasingly important given global temperature increases. A key part of that is evaluating the historical data that we use to inform our models, and really we're looking for evidence of non-stationarity in that data. What that means is that we're looking at each of the data sets, we're evaluating that to see if there's any trends. We want to know if those trends are statistically significant, do those trends persist over different spatial and temporal scales, and is there any physical basis to help us understand those trends. So for floods specifically, what this means is that there's the physical expectation that a globally warmer atmosphere means that the atmosphere can hold more moisture, and therefore we would expect to have more intense precipitation. However, how that will impact on the ground local flood risk will really vary depending on how this effect manifests over space and time. So for example, in terms of flood risk, an increase in average annual or seasonal precipitation is likely to be less important than an increase in 24-hour maximum accumulation. Evaluating climate metrics that relate to flood is not an easy feat. There are a number of challenges to doing this. So for example, we need to make sure that we have data sets that are long enough that allow us to characterize the interannual variability. We also need to make sure that we have gauge station data from regions that are unregulated. So that means that we're minimizing the impact of human activities. At Verisk, we spent a lot of time during the development of our new UK and Ireland inland flood model, having a look into these data sets. And as a result of the research that was undertaken, we were able to identify regional trends. And as a result, we've made explicit adjustments to both precipitation and flow to account for climate change that's happened to date. In terms of looking further forward, we appreciate clients are also interested in future scenarios, so for regulatory requirements or for internal risk management. And we'll also be releasing future climate solutions, which will be based on a combination of different SSB scenarios and future time horizons.